welcome to HPU All Access. I'm Laurel Ricard.
And I'm Nick Allen. The Panthers men's and women's basketball teams continue to soar to new heights after each winning the Big South tournament in Johnson City, Tennessee. This past weekend, the men's and women's basketball squads continue to rewrite the history books, each clinching back-to-back automatic bids to the NCAA tournament later in the month. The men's team took down the Logan Duncombe-led Winthrop Eagles 91-76 in the 12 o'clock game on Sunday. And then the women's followed up the men's with a nail-biting 71-67 win over Radford. Terry Anderson was named tournament MVP on the men's side after his incredible play all weekend, and Aaliyah Collins was named tournament MVP on the women's side after a stellar play on both ends of the floor.
North Carolina's 2026 primary elections are over, but the results are shaking up state politics. Several candidates that have previously taken office were defeated, signalizing voter frustration and a push for new leadership. Endorsements from Donald Trump had mixed results across Republican primaries. Meanwhile, Democrats say their new nominees will help them to advance in the general election. Analysts say the results could lead to several competitive races across the state this upcoming November. The Winston-Salem Forsyth County schools are facing school board elections and financial struggles in the recent days. Our Kate Dilday joins us in studio for more. Kate?
Thank you, Nick and Laurel. After Tuesday's primary elections, the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School Board of Education has limited their 37 candidates to only 16 for the November general election. The majority of the board will consist of new members. 6 current board members pursued re-election, but District 2 Republicans Steve Wood and Susan Miller, as well as Democrat Richard Watts, did not receive enough votes in order to move forward to the general election. Incumbent Democrats Trayvania Brown Gaither and Alex Bohannon united with Republican Mike Kleintaby in the District 1 race. The election comes during a challenging time for the school district. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has been under intense scrutiny following a state audit that found the district had once reached nearly $46 million in debt and had failed to make effective progress toward recovering the lost funds. During a special board meeting held Thursday, members discussed an updated report connected to the audit. The report revealed several financial management concerns, including instances where the Board of Education failed to appropriately transfer funds and neglected monthly budget to actual reconciliations. In the newest report, the North Carolina State Auditor also cited ongoing concerns with the district's budgeting discipline and other financial practices. Community members also addressed the board during the meeting, sharing concerns about whether the school system can rebuild public trust following the financial mismanagement. According to ABC 45, the Board of Education has already begun implementing improvements to how public funds are managed and has started realigning its budgeting standards. While the district is no longer facing the original $46 million gap, officials say the system still has an estimated $6.1 million deficit. Officials have recently announced the county has chosen 4 of 7 members for its Audit Advisory Committee. The next school board meeting is scheduled for March 17th, where current board members and the candidates hoping to join them in November are expected to continue addressing the district's financial recovery. Reporting in studio with All Access, I'm Kate Dilday. Nick and Laurel, back to you.
Thank you, Kate. A heartbreaking story has left shockwaves across the country. Georgia high school teacher Jason Hughes was tragically killed last Friday after 5 of his students threw rolls of toilet paper off trees outside his home as a prank, which resulted in Hughes tripping and falling to the ground in the road, eventually being struck by one of the pranksters in his truck. The driver, 18-year-old Jaden Ryan Wallace, was arrested and charged with vehicular homicide and reckless driving. The 4 others involved were charged misdemeanor counts of criminal trespassing and littering on private property. However, Hughes' wife, who also works at North Hall High School in Gainesville, said she wants all charges against the students dropped. Hughes taught math and helped coach the golf, football, and baseball teams at the high school.
6 people, including an unrestrained toddler, were taken to nearby hospitals this past Sunday after a 2-car collision in Wake County. According to North Carolina State Highway Patrol, the incident was reported around 7:30 p.m. along NC 95 when an Acura driver was heading north and the driver of a southbound Honda Odyssey tried to turn left. The two vehicles hit a front quarter collision. The driver of the Honda Odyssey was a 50-year-old woman who had custody of the injured 1-year-old. The woman has been issued citations for failure to yield, no driver's license, and failure to secure a child. All occupants from both vehicles were taken to the hospital, but luckily nobody suffered injuries.
A fatal shooting this past weekend left a 14-year-old girl dead. On Saturday, police responded at around 7 p.m. to Burton Street and Graham to a 14-year-old girl that had suffered a gunshot wound and later died from her injuries. The Graham Police Department continued to investigate the shooting as no other details were provided. Republican Congressman Addison McDowell has proposed a bill called the Kids Stuttering Act. The School of Communication has a class called Newspoint that has been tracking the bill's progress and creating a website dedicated to the problem at hand. Our own Jordan Bankston was able to talk to a student who struggles with stuttering and what his hopes are for kids who are going through the same.
I've had a stutter really ever since I can remember.
Meet Ben Lakoff, a student at High Point University who's been struggling with stuttering in his day-to-day life.
It affects my day-to-day life. It gets me nervous to talk to people and to go up to people and just start conversations.
Ben's stuttering comes from a pre-existing condition he has called SPG 11, which is when his parents started taking it seriously.
The stuttering part, but more, it was just with when I was diagnosed with what I had.
For Ben, not only is it a struggle to talk to people, but it's also a struggle sometimes in the classroom.
My classes, and I had to talk for 5 minutes straight and say what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are. But so that was hard. I just ended up submitting a video that was 4 minutes long, so probably not gonna get all the credit, but at least I turned it in. But yeah, it's the worst, just knowing that you're talking to someone and the words aren't coming out.
Even though Ben Lakoff has had much frustration with his stuttering issue, he has a message for younger viewers who may have the same issue.
Circle small and just be you. That's really the main thing. Just don't get frustrated too much when you're going through a bad stutter, and talk to people about it and let them know how you're feeling about it.
Seasonal allergies may be getting worse, and climate change could be one reason why. Experts with the American Lung Association say warmer temperatures and higher carbon dioxide levels are causing plants to produce more pollen. So that means allergy seasons are starting earlier and lasting longer than they did decades ago. Researchers say pollen season in the United States are now about 3 weeks longer than they were 50 years ago. Doctors advise people with allergies to monitor pollen levels and begin medications early to help symptoms. Speaking of pollen and warmer temperatures, it's clear that spring has sprung. We turn it over now to hear from Jake VC on what this week's weather has in store. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Laurel and Nick. Well, let me tell you guys one thing that we know is the weather today was hot. And let's recap that weather from earlier this afternoon. Highs today reached 81 degrees. That's the hottest day on record here in the Triad since back, it was a high in 2016 of 78 degrees. So really hot weather here today. The winds was coming in at 6 miles an hour from the east. Let's recap over to that 5-day forecast now. We move on into today. Obviously, those highs reach 55s. Overnight, we'll get into those mid-50s. It'll get a little cooler, but the sun was here all day, and those pools were busy. We know that was for sure. Heading into tomorrow, the highs will stay. The clouds will stick around as well. mid 60s is our low temperature tomorrow, so not too bad as well heading into tomorrow, but remember those highs are heading into the 80s, so it feels like summer weather, that's we know. And then heading into Thursday, we'll look ahead and the possibility for some showers returns to the triad here. The lows in the 30s, just above freezing, but those highs only reaching the high 50s, so it'll get back down to those cold weathers. The summer tease is gone after Wednesday. We'll head into Thursday now, and the Friday temperature is heading into the 50s as well. That high 58 degrees for a high on Friday. Those lows just above freezing like Thursday at 34 degrees. And then we head into Saturday, and we're looking at 66 degrees for a high. The sun returns, but that 43 degree low temperature returns as well. Nick and Laurel, I don't know about you guys, but the weather today was one that we want to keep in our area. I mean, it got us ready for the summer, and that's for sure.
Definitely.
What'd you guys do today?
Well, I actually got a chance to go out and tan for about an hour. Otherwise, my schedule was very busy. But, you know, I'm loving this weather as a New Englander. I mean, I wouldn't want anything better. It's awesome. I'm loving it.
Well, so was it hotter in Turks and Caicos or was it hotter here today?
Now, Nick, I think you know the answer to that. But
Yeah.
you know what? I got sun poisoning over in Turks and Caicos, so I'm enjoying it a little bit more here, you know, not having that issue.
Yeah, it's been nice. You know, I got to wear shorts and short sleeves for the first time all year. I haven't worn shorts and short sleeves all year, and I was hoping to continue that, except, you know, you just brought some bad news. It's going to get back down in the 50s and 40s. What's going on? I thought we would stick with the 80s, man. It feels amazing outside.
They got us excited with the 80-degree temperatures, and now we're back into the 50s on Thursday and Friday. Hey, but we got Saturday to look forward to for the rebound in those high temperatures, right?
Definitely.
Very true.
Thank you, Jake. Of course.
Coming up next, hear about a 19-year-old that has been charged for a deathly crash that killed a county deputy, and what violent events took place at Rihanna's home in Beverly Hills.
And the Student Government Association election events will be taking place over the next few days, with voting coming up. Also, Zach Fisher will join us later to tell us the latest surrounding the United States and Iran. So don't go anywhere, because we will be right back.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
A mystery!
Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we found out she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
At first, we thought the problem was our puppy
Look, what's the clue?
or something outside.
But the culprit was our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it has no dyes or perfume, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods Free and Gentle.
What's up, y'all? If you need any type of editing, videography, graphics, photography, or any type of podcasting, reach out to us at any of the links on the screen. We can complete that job for you at an affordable price at YNB Media.
trust in professionals with years of training to help us lead healthy lives. We rely on them to do their jobs with diligence and dedication, because if they don't, our lives are on the line. Clean water is essential to survive. 98% of fresh water lies underground, which must be accessed by trained groundwater professionals. One trained groundwater professional can ensure the health of an entire community. Don't take clean water for granted. Learn how to protect our water at groundwater.okstate.edu.
A 19-year-old Brian Castillo is now facing charges in connection with a crash that killed Forsyth County deputy. Authorities say the crash claimed the life of 24-year-old Kayla Mitchell over the weekend. Investigators say the teenager is accused of involvement in the crash. Warren State Castillo was going 100 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. North Carolina State Highway Patrol is continuing to investigate what other details led up to the collision. Meanwhile, tributes and memorials are growing for Deputy Mitchell as the community remembers his service and sacrifice.
The Student Government Association is hosting numerous events this week before elections. Tomorrow, students will have a chance to meet the candidates running for each position at the Slane Outdoor Basketball Court at 5 p.m. There will also be a presidential debate right after in Phillips 120 at 7:30 p.m. Voting will take place starting Saturday until next Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., and election results will be announced next Wednesday by 5 p.m. So make sure you meet each and every candidate and vote when voting opens.
Savannah Guthrie made an emotional visit back to the studio of NBC's Today Show this week. Savannah Guthrie has been away from the program while helping search for her missing mother, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, who has been missing since late January. During her visits, Guthrie thanked colleagues for their support and said she intends to return to the show, though no date has been set. For now, she says her focus remains on supporting her family and helping bring her mother home.
A lot has happened in the world of politics. Zach Fisher joins us to tell us the latest regarding the United States and Iran. Zach, what's going on?
Ton going on in the past week, though only one topic has taken over. Last Saturday, the world woke up to the United States and Israel beginning their mission against the Iranian government. President Trump said the goals were to take down the Iranian leadership, dismantle their military capabilities, and prevent them from having nuclear weapons as a whole. President Trump sent a message to the Iranian people last Saturday morning telling them that this is their chance to seize the moment, take over their government, and finally be free. In addition to that, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and General Kane all spoke at numerous press conferences throughout the last week, giving the status of the war at each conference. Over the last week, for the first time ever, a laser weapon was used in warfare successfully, and this is also the first time a U.S. submarine used a torpedo to sink a ship since World War II. Currently, there are numerous countries around the Middle East that are involved in this conflict across the region. President Trump this week sadly announced the passing of 6 United States service members during this war, while telling Americans that the chance of that number increasing is likely. We pray for our brave nation soldiers' safety. We're all going to see what happens over time with this conflict. Back to you guys.
2 suspects are in custody in Winston-Salem after a shooting that left 2 injured, including a juvenile. 21-year-old Elijah Jones and 17-year-old Jaquan Simmons were arrested in connection with the shooting after firing into a home on Lambeth Street numerous times on Saturday. When police responded to the scene, a 42-year-old man was found shot and later taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A juvenile was also shot. Simmons, despite being a juvenile, will be charged as an adult, as both were charged with multiple counts of numerous charges.
The 35-year-old woman, Ivana Lisette Ortiz, has been arrested after allegedly firing multiple shots at the home of singer Rihanna, located in Beverly Hills, California. Police say the shooting happened Sunday afternoon when a woman in her 30s fired several rounds toward the property from a vehicle. Now, authorities say the bullets struck the home gate and vehicle in the driveway, but nobody was injured. Rihanna was reportedly inside her house at the time, and the suspect was taken into custody shortly after the incident. Police say that they recovered a rifle from her vehicle. Investigators say the motive is still unknown. Now, after the break, hear about how President Trump addressed military concerns at a summit this past weekend and all there is to know about the 2026 spring marathon season.
And our very own Jake Vesey returns to give us a sporting update around High Point Athletics because it's been quite the last few days if you're a fan of Royal Purple and White. That and much more after the break.
The fresh hotness is back in Pizza Hut, baby. Detroit-style pizza with the cheese all the way to the crispy edges. Layered with 80, no they didn't, 80 pepperonis. And a savory sauce poured right on top. Go ahead, get yourself some Detroit style. I think I'll send Detroit a thank you card. Dear Detroit, thank you. The Detroit-style pizza. Create your own or pick from 3 signature recipes. No one outpizzas the Hut.
For each life moment, your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. Your kids may be eligible now, even if you've applied before. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Get started now at insurekidsnow.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome to HPU All Access.
Your front row seat to the latest news and updates happening around High Point University and beyond.
Want the inside scoop on the biggest events, campus celebrations, and student stories?
All Access brings you all the action right here from the heart of HPU.
Here, live at Panther Commons.
Reporting live tonight from High Point University.
Live from the Nito and Mariana Cobain Arena and Conference Center.
Reporting live from the Slane Student Center.
As part of HPU Vision, we're proud to share the stories that matter most to you, the High Point community.
Tune in to HPU All Access,
where you're a part of something greater.
Stay informed, stay connected.
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first. You can't be confident. So be confident. You can't challenge. So challenge. You can't dominate. So dominate. You can't flex. So flex. You can't fill a stadium. So fill that stadium. You can't be emotional. So be emotional. You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be so ambitious. You can't break records. You can't have any fun. You can't make it. You can't be proud. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
Calling all fraternities and sororities, next week is Greek Week, starting next Monday until Friday. Each Greek organization will compete in daily challenges, with the week kicking off with a Greek Life block party starting at 6:30 p.m. in Greek Village on Monday the 16th. Greek members will be able to kick off the week with some fun games, music, and food. Scheduling for the week will be posted on Instagram at HPU Greeks, so if you're a member of a Greek organization and want to have some fun, join your friends in celebrating Greek Week.
President Donald Trump hosted leaders from more than a dozen Latin American and Caribbean countries. At the Shield of the Americas Summit in Florida, the meeting focused on coordinating efforts against drug cartels and organizing crime across the region. During the summit, Trump also pledged to take care of Cuba, saying several leaders asked the United States to address concerns about the government's country. He also praised on future cooperation with Venezuela following recent political changes that have taken place there. The summit marks a new regional coalition aimed at security cooperation and countering criminal networks in the Western Hemisphere. Now, for marathon runners, training season is ending as the 2026 Abbott World Marathon Majors are in full swing. The season runs March through May and is one of 2 major racing periods globally. It includes the world's most prestigious races in the world. The Tokyo Marathon has been the first to take place in early March, while races in Boston, London, Cape Town, Berlin, and Chicago are set to happen over the next 2 months. Some runners even aim to earn the historical 6-star medal if they complete all 6 marathons.
This upcoming Sunday, both the High Point men's and women's basketball teams will learn their fate for March Madness. At 6 p.m. on CBS, the bracket for the men's, and at 8 p.m. the women's 2026 NCAA tournament bracket will be revealed, as both teams will learn their seeding, matchup, and schedule. Last year, the men's lost to number 4 seed Purdue in the first round, 75-63, after many experts and fans thought HPU was an upset favorite. The women's lost as well to William & Mary in the first round, but both teams will look to upset its opponents and shock the world and put HPU on notice. We keep it with sports for a few minutes. Jake Vesey, also known as Mr. Versatile, joins us yet again, except this time he's not covering the weather. He's going to be giving us a sports update. So, Jake, it's been a weekend to remember for High Point. We were both covering it, so what's the athletics looking like?
And, Nick, it was an awesome experience, that's for sure. But High Point and Winthrop played a back-and-forth first half heading into the break, but in the second half, it was all High Point pulling away, going on an 11-0 run. Down the stretch, it was Cameron Fletcher and Chase Johnston. Fletcher scored 17 points and picked up 19 rebounds. Johnston scored 11. The Panthers get the win 91-76 and go back-to-back for the first time ever. Terry Anderson, Rob Martin, and Scotty Washington were all named to the all-tournament team. 10 buses of students and tons of fans traveled to support the team this weekend. Let's hear from them. And you guys can see these fans are in the house. Like I said, 10 buses of students made their way down to Johnson City, Tennessee this weekend, and it was a weekend that they will never forget. But let's move over to the women's side. It was a back-and-forth matchup as well for them, but the Panthers got it done, going back-to-back for the first time ever. Aaliyah Collins led scoring for High Point, netting 21. Anna Hager scored 18 of her own as well. 2 Panthers were named to the all-tournament team. Aaliyah Collins was named the most valuable player and Big South Player of the Year. Macy Spencer was also recognized for her all-tournament recognition. Both teams await matchups. Those announcements will be made this Sunday, like Nick mentioned, for Selection Sunday. From the hardwood to the field, the Panthers baseball team was back in action this weekend against number 9 Florida. The Panthers showed why they are the favorite to win the Big South, taking 2 of 3 from Florida. The Panthers are back in action tonight against Duke. Tip-off was at 6 p.m. And guys, you'll like to hear this. The score, 10-4 right now. Panthers leading Duke. That will do it for this week's sports update. Stay tuned and find out where we will be playing in March Madness. Starting on Sunday, we'll know those information. So, an exciting week for Panther Athletics. ACT team in Duke, SEC team in Florida over the weekend. I mean, this Panthers team is dirty when they're on their game.
Yeah, how about the baseball team? They struggled to start the year, and then they go down to Florida, win 2 out of 3, and they almost won the third game.
It's a close
and
game.
Now they're up on Duke, an ACC team. But let's go back to basketball real quick. Okay, we watched a lot of basketball over the weekend. How far can both of these teams go?
Hey, Nick, I think both teams have the opportunity to make a Cinderella run this year. Women and men. I mean, we'll start with the men. They go 10 deep into that roster. So you think about all the players that come off the bench. I mean, Scotty Washington, right? He was a player who was not starting in the beginning of the year, now stepped into a starting role, taking over for Chase Johnston. Now you look at Chase Johnston, who's coming off the bench, scored 11, and you also got Cameron Fletcher, 17 points, 19 rebounds. Remember, he missed several games in January and February. He was going through some mental health issues and some other issues with his personal life, and he came back. I spoke to him after the game. He told me that he's blessed to be able to have this opportunity. He thanks Coach Flynn Clayman for giving him that trust to get back on the court, and look at that, Nick. He's the reason High Point won that game. But we can't forget about the women. The women's team goes deep in their bench as well. They played 8 on Sunday, and they have a deep roster as well. So both teams have the opportunity to make something happen this March. I'm looking forward to watching.
Well, you mentioned it, Cameron Fletcher, real quick. Speak on how crucial he's going to be going into the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if he can stay healthy and he can continue to hit shots, he's going to be a big part of that team. 19 rebounds on Sunday, like I just said. He's the reason they won that game. 6 offensive rebounds. Those boards down the stretch made a big, big difference. Well, you know, we can't forget about the weather as well because we're pulling double duty tonight. So here's your wake-up weather for tomorrow from 6 to noon. At 6, temperatures start around 63 degrees, warm for this time of year. By 8 a.m., we warm back up, and the trend only continues from there. At 10 a.m., it feels like a summer morning with temperatures reaching near 70, and by noon, temperatures are sitting near 80. It's a great day to head to the pool like Laura was today, or go for a walk around campus. We'll see you next week.
Okay, so Laura, I want to know real quick. So you tanned today. Real question is, it's going to be 86 tomorrow. Are you going to be tanning tomorrow?
You know what? I think I will be out at that pool, and I think I'm even going to go swimming and take advantage of that.
Okay.
But speaking of the weather this upcoming next week, I think I'm going to have to get back on a plane and fly back to Turks and Caicos.
No, seriously, back in the 40s.
Do you guys want to come?
What's going on? I'm coming. Yeah, I'm on the way.
not staying here.
Yeah. Let's book the flights. Hey, let's book the flights right after this.
Wonderful. Sounds good. Well, that is all for us here on HPU All Access tonight. I'm Laurel Ricard.
And I'm Nick Allen. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great week, High Point. Make sure you go out and enjoy this wonderful weather like Laura will be doing tomorrow, the next couple of days. And as always, go Panthers.